going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Strength Equals Show. Today, what I want to talk about is my program. What do I build? How do I build up the strength? What do I use? So I want to get into details with that. As always, I also want to say don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, I said in a couple of videos, the last two, I also have another channel called The Strength Equals. That's it, no Strength Equals Show, just Strength Equals. So I invite you to go check out that channel. That has a little bit more raw content, not as detailed as the Strength Equals Show. So all right, let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna get into my program. Now, to be fair, it's not my program. It's really a compilation of different programs that I have heard from other people, and I've kind of just put them all together. There may be other people doing the same thing that I'm doing, but anyways, I've taken philosophies from the bodybuilding world of Mike Mentzer, heavy duty training. All right, so I've taken his advice, and that's part of my program. I've also taken advice from 𝐌𝐢𝐤𝐞, okay, who has a program where, again, he's also taken from different ideas. So it's not specifically his, but if you look at 𝐌𝐢𝐤𝐞, the blueprint, he's got some good ideas that I've gotten influenced by. And I've also gotten ideas from Louis Simmons, West Side Barbell, same idea. Let's see, another person's ideas is, can't forget him, 𝐌𝐢𝐤𝐤, okay? 𝐌𝐢𝐤𝐤𝐞 is very strong guy, he's been doing this, he's in his 70s, been doing this stuff forever. Again, advice from him. All of these different things that I've kind of turned into my own Frankenstein mutation of a program that I have. But in reality, there is no magic in any specific program. The biggest thing is the principles they all share, which is consistency, progression. You need progression. Obviously, if you're lifting the same weights for the same amount of reps for the rest of your life, there's no progress there. Okay, so consistency, progression, and how you get this is through keep pushing with heavier weights, more reps, resting, allowing the body to recover, okay, through complete rest, and recovery through nutrition. So those are the things that all these programs definitely have in common. Of course, there's differences in the details, but I'm going to show you how I've done it. Okay, so my actual program is this. I have a 4-way split, if you will. I do deadlifts. I have my major movements on, day one. Deadlifts and overhead pressing. Those are the two main movements that I do. And then I do accessory movements for those. Okay? So my deadlifts, I'll do, and I have an 85% day. I'm going to get into what I mean by this. 85% day, a 90% day, 95% day, and then I go for a new max. And then I also do that same with the overhead press. With the accessory movements, I choose 2 accessory movements for each one of those lifts. So the 2 for the deadlift and 2 for the overhead press. And those may rotate, the accessory movements, for where I feel certain weaknesses are. Okay, and they may not be necessarily whole completely different exercises. They could just be still, let's say the overhead press. Off the chest, you're having a hard time. I may just do pushing off the pins, and pushing against pins. It may be maybe high pulls, certain things, but those are always changing. But the core, the deadlift, and the overhead press, I'm pointing. The overhead press and the deadlift stay the same. So that's day one. Day two. Okay, day two is now squats. I'm sorry, day two is strongman. Okay, I do my strongman stuff. Now the strongman stuff is a little different, where I now have my program set where if I can lift something up more than, let's say, 5 to 10 times, depending on the exercise, within a given time. So it's usually 90 seconds to even 5 minutes. Okay, then I raise the weight. The strongman stuff is actually a little bit different of a programming. I don't get too strict with it. It's just I want to get stronger at whatever it is I'm lifting. When that becomes light, of course it sounds simplistic, and it is simplistic. When that becomes light, I raise the weight. But I don't really have an 85, 90, 95% days with those. What now? Day 3. I'm at day 3. I do squats, In pull-ups, actually I turned pull-ups into a competition lift for me. Okay, my goal right now is to actually be able to do a one-arm pull-up, but I'm not going to get into that. So when you're doing pull-ups, I am actually looking for a 1 rep max. Okay, so obviously weight hanging from you. And I will say this, that you want to add your body weight and the weight that you're hanging from you as the total poundage that you're lifting. So if you weigh 200 pounds and you add 100 pounds to you, you're lifting 300 pounds. Okay, so if you lose, let's say, weight, let's say you lost 20 pounds, you now weigh 180, and you're hanging 100 pounds from you, you're actually now only doing 280 overall. You're not doing the same. You got to add 120 to you if you want to make that 300. That's how I see it. I could be wrong on that, but I just treat it that way. I guess the vice versa is true. If you weigh 200 and gain 10 pounds, you could reduce that weight to 90, and it's still the 300. Anyways, so that's day 2, and it's accessories that I have with that. I won't go too long with the accessories right now. That's day 3, I'm sorry. And then day 4 is push-ups. Okay, if you see me do the push-ups, again, looking for max push-ups. Also max back row, of more of the power back row. And then I do the accessories with that on those days. That's my cycle. I rest every 4 days I train, taking some ideas from, again, the Mike Mentzer idea of making sure that you're fully rested before you come back to train. All right, so for me, I like every 4 days, literally 4 days in between my next workout, between workout 1 and workout 2. It's 4 days in between. In those 4 days, I'm not just sitting on the couch, of course. I'm moving around, doing stuff, active recovery. I may even come into the gym, but I try not to because my attitude is I start getting a little overzealous and start wearing out my recovery. But I may come in and just do some light stuff. But that being said, nothing as far as heavy working out for the 4 days. Okay, so on the 4th day, you come in and now you do workout number 2, 4 days, workout number 3, 4 days, workout number 4, repeat cycle. I have found, though, sometimes you need to skip every once in a while and do a whole week's of resting. Or even on the day 4, you workout number 1. Day 4, come and do a light workout, maybe a light version of workout number 2, okay? And then 4 days after that, do your workout number 2, okay? So this puts me at working a lot of things only once a month heavy, and I'm fine with that. So every 3 months, I'm going to get into how the program goes. Every 3 months, I'm testing my 1 rep max. Now, I had talked about 85%, okay? I do my 85%, then 90%, then 95%, okay? So 85, 90, 95% of what? So you got to find out what your goal is, first of all. If you want a 1 rep max, then you work off your 1 rep max, 85%. So for example, let's just say for your deadlift, okay? You got a 400-pound 1 rep max. Now, we'll say real quickly, it doesn't have to be 1 rep max. You could base off your 100% is what you can get for 5 reps or what you can get for 10 reps. Okay, and then you can work off those numbers. But we're going with 1 rep max. Okay, so let's say I can do 400 pounds for 1 rep max. I got my calculator out. So 400 pounds for 1 rep max. So we're going to times that. 400 times 0.85. That's 340 pounds. Okay, that's your 85%. But if you can do 400 pounds, you're not trying to work off those numbers anymore, because you can do 400 pounds for the 1 rep, 5 reps, 10 reps. You want to raise the bar, no pun intended, but literally raise the bar to a higher level. But you don't have to be extreme. So let's say you're going to reach for, instead of 400, we want to reach for 410, okay? That's your new 1 rep goal, or your new 10 rep goal, or your new 5 rep goal. Okay, to keep things simple, I'm just going to go with 1 rep. So this is your new 1 rep goal. All right, so obviously you punch in 410 times 0.885. So now it's 348. We're going to round that up to 350. is your 85% cycle day. So let's say we're going to stick with deadlift and overhead press day, day 1. And you're going to be doing 85%. Okay, so how I choose to do it, okay, you can manipulate the program however you want, but this is what I'm currently doing. I put 5 minutes on the clock. Okay, on a timer, I put 5 minutes. My goal is to get 10 reps of my 85% in that 5 minutes. Okay? That may be you get 3 reps right off the bat, then have to rest a minute, you know, and you get 2 more, whatever. You work up. Once you can get 10 reps of the 85% of the 350, then you can move up the next cycle. So you're going to do deadlifts and overhead press with the 85% day. Okay? You don't leave the 85% cycle with deadlift and overhead press until you can meet these numbers. Okay? Then, once you've met those numbers, you're going to move to the 90%. Now, this may take you, let's say, 2 or 3 cycles. But either way, you're progressing. So let's say you come in here and you only do 8 reps. Or let's say 6 reps the first time you do it. The next time you do 8. Don't be discouraged, obviously, that you didn't get 10, but you got stronger. You're doing 8 reps. Okay? Even 1 rep is a big deal. 1 rep extra, I mean. So once you get that 10 reps, now you're going to move to the 90, like I said. So now you get to do 410. 90% of 410 is 369, but we're going to round it to 370. Okay? This is all based off 410. Now with the 90%, you're going to be looking for 6 reps in the 5 minutes again. 5 minutes, none of this stuff strict. You can put 3 minutes if you want to put the extra, I guess, stress. But these are numbers that I find comfortable, okay? They're heavyweight. They should be heavy for you. If they're your true 85, 90, and 95, you're not going to be able to really be blowing through them. If you're blowing through them, then you got to reassess, did you really push hard to get 400 or 410 at this point? Okay, so these 6 reps in the 5 minutes you're going to be trying to get. Same idea. You don't leave the 90%, okay, until you get the 6 reps in 5 minutes. Then you're going to go to your 95. All right, so let's, 95% of 410 is 390. Okay, in your head, you remember that you actually did 400 pounds for whatever it was, the 5, 10 reps, or even the 1 rep, of course. So you know, all right, this is going to be heavy, but it's something I can do. But your goal now is 4 reps, again, in the 5 minutes. These reps are all going to be heavy, okay? That 1 will be good. 2, you should be able to get 2. You know you got 1 for 400. So 2 is going to be a lot of work. 3, 4, okay. Once you can get 4 in the 5 minutes, the next time you come around to do, this isn't done all in one day, by the way, if anybody's confused. You don't do 85 for 10 and then say, all right, I got it. I'm going to go to no. This is 85, and then the next time you do deadlifts, next time you do workout number 1, and you come around to deadlift and overhead press, and if you've beaten this number, then you can try this. And same thing, from the 90 to the 95. Okay, so you achieve this goal of 4 reps in the 5 minutes. Now you can attempt, you've earned the strength, you've built up the muscle, you've built up the confidence to now try 410. Okay, so then you're going to do 410. If you get it, awesome. You know, confetti falls from the ceiling, everybody's cheering for you, people are doing backflips, there's parade, blah, blah, blah. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. I've been there. So you get it, you go up. You can go up however you feel, if that felt really good. There's no real formula to this, but don't be too overzealous and go, all right, I got 410, I'm going to go up to, 485. I think a good rule of thumb to think about is if you can go up 30 pounds in a year, whether that 30 pounds is for your 1 rep max, 30 pounds for your 5 rep max, 30 pounds for your 10 rep max, okay? If you can go up 30 pounds a year, you're doing really good. Now that may not seem like much, but think about this now. if you're, let's say, 25 years old, okay, and you have built up to have a 315-pound 1-rep max deadlift, okay, so in 10 years, when you're 35, that's an extra 300 pounds, 30 pounds a year for 10 years. You're doing 615. That's pretty world-class numbers. By the time you're 45, you can see where this is going. You'll be at 915 pounds. So you can see after a while, the 30 pounds doesn't even seem like, no, that's not possible. You're going to be doing 915 pounds. Maybe I wouldn't cut myself short, but you see just the simple 30 pounds a year. This is a long-term thing. If you're new to lifting, your first few years, you might get more than the 30 pounds. You might be able to get your first year, maybe even 100, 200 pounds, okay, increase. Then maybe a 50-pound increase. But if you've been lifting for more than 3 years, 5 years definitely, to see a 30-pound increase a year is a big deal. So put that in your mind, okay? So again, so if you're at 410, so let's say you want to do 420, okay? So then there's now from your original 400, you're looking at so far now a 20-pound increase. Okay, this one may have taken you 3 months. This is going to take you another 3 months, so you're at 6. And let's say now eventually you're going to go for 430. Okay, now that's taken you 9 months. And that gives you 3 months as a wiggle room, maybe to take a break, okay, deload, or just whatever. You don't have that stress. But hey, if you want to keep going, you can add another 10 to 440. So now you've gone 40 pounds in 1 year. Now these are just numbers, okay? These are numbers that you want to be thinking of long term. Long term. None of this, you want to be getting strong and say to yourself, 10 years from now, I want to be lifting 300 pounds more. Okay, not 10 months from now. That's not going to happen naturally. Okay, I'm not saying sell yourself short. Okay, if you want to obviously push harder than 30 pounds a year, by all means do it. Okay, but you got to think realistically too. Okay, realistically, you want to set up goals for you to be able to achieve. That way you don't become depressed. That way you don't become too stressed. Okay, and you can keep seeing improvement, because that improvement is what builds confidence. All right, so anyways, that's how I do my program. All right, it's based off of these numbers. There's one thing I was thinking, because I do, sounds funny, everything based off of 1-rep max, because it's more of the powerlifting. I do think that heavier weight is better, not only for obviously your strength, overall strength, your muscularity of just being rigid and strong, and better for your joints. I mean, no one wants to be doing a 20-rep deadlift, in my opinion. That's just not healthy for you. But some people like to do that. Okay, so on your let's say you base these numbers off of your 10-rep max. 410 was your 10-rep max. Well, then your 85%, you might be thinking of doing 30 reps. Because, again, it's a lighter weight if you're going for reps, okay? 30 reps in the 5 minutes. All right? Your 90%, okay, you're going to be looking for 20 reps in the 5 minutes. And then your 95, you're looking for the 10 reps in the 5 minute. Actually, probably, let's go. We're going to do 15 over here. Because I'm just thinking this right now off my head. You may have better ideas for someone who likes to do reps, okay? But you might even do 40 over here. I haven't done this yet, but this is me just giving you a suggestion right now. If you're a person who's looking to do reps with this kind of weight, so obviously the weight isn't as intense compared to a 1-rep max. So if you're doing a 10-rep max with your 85, you might look for 40 reps in your 5-minute period. With your 90, I would say over here you're looking for 20 reps, then over here 15, okay, and then to your 10. I know that may seem extreme. I'm actually interested in trying it. I'm actually want to see if that formula works. I've never explored it with the 410 theoretically being my 10-rep max, but not everybody's into a 1-rep max, and I think this is how you would do this. Okay, so your 85, anywhere between the 30 and 40 rep max, the 90, 20, between 15 and 20, then over here 10 to 15. But it almost seems redundant to be doing 95 for 10 when you're trying to go for a new 10 rep max. All right, so I think this is how I would do it if I was going to go for 410 being a 10 rep max. I probably just confused everybody with all of that. So I just want to stick with the 1 rep max for me. And this is how I base it. 85, 90, 95, and move up. So you do this with any exercise you really want to do, but your major compound exercises. And again, the major ones that I choose to do are the deadlift, overhead, okay, squat, pull up, okay, push up. As I've shown, I make that into a weighted exercise with the D-lift machine. So push up, back row, and then I have my strongman day, which is completely different. I don't really do things. I just push things to failure. And that's where the philosophy of the Mike Mentzer high intensity training comes in. And I actually do that with my accessory movements. With my accessory movements, those are done with 1 set to failure. I push as hard as I can. And I may throw maybe some rest pause. I go to failure, rest about 10 seconds, bang on another 2 or 3. Okay, but those are brought to failure. And I'm looking anything in the 6 to 10 range. So I want to get at least 6, and once I can get more than 10 to failure, I move up on weight. And those just keep going like that. Okay? So nothing special as far as, thinking of the more complicated formulas here. But this is how I do it. This is how I encourage others to do it, because it gives you a frame of reference. Okay, what am I going to do today? 85%. What I got to get for 85%? Well, I got to get 10 reps in the 5 minutes, okay? So you know what you're doing, and you can be thinking about it. All right, this is what I got to do, okay? And you have already a set goal to push, okay? It's not just, all right, how much weight am I doing today, blah, 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 okay? No, you know what you're doing. And overall, your overall goal is because you're trying to get stronger with your 1 rep max, okay? I actually think, again, that's the better way. If people like doing 5 rep maxes or 10 rep maxes, I think that's good for people who are rehabbing or people who are, I don't know. I don't even see why it's good if you're just trying to get strong. Get into your 1 rep max. I don't know how many times I talk to people and they don't know what their 1 rep max is. Why don't you? You weightlift, don't you? So you should know what your 1 rep max is, okay? Unless you've got some broken back or something wrong with you. But if you're in the weightlifting sport, you should know what your 1 rep max is and start pushing that, okay? So, anyway, that's my own little rant. All right, guys, so again, this is the program that I follow. It's kind of, again, a Frankenstein of different things, all right? But this has been the best thing that I've done probably in the last 3-4 years. I've tweaked it a little bit, okay, to where it is now. And it's really helped me. I wish I had this program when I was 20 years old and really helping me get there, having that mentality of 30 pounds a year even, okay, and thinking that way, but I like this. So I do suggest you guys try this out. If you have any questions or comments, please put them obviously in the comments section, and I'll try to get back to them to answer them. But I can't say it enough. Get a program, follow it, be consistent. I said it in a video a little while ago. Train despite. You can insert whatever it is. Okay, it's freezing outside. My garage has no heat. It doesn't make me better than anybody, but I'm just out here and I just do it. Okay, just do it. I'm not any different than you. I'm a human body that freezes, that feels the cold too, but I do it anyways. All right, so just get out here or just get out there and train. Some of you guys maybe belong to a gym you can't get to because of COVID. Well, I've been saying it. Well, if you really have a passion to train, then you'll find a way. Sandbags. That is the way. If you live in an apartment, get sandbags and train with the bags. If you own a garage, turn it into a gym. Remember, train despite whatever. Make it happen. Just make it happen. All right. So again, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for joining us on the Strength Equals Show, and we'll see you next time. That was a better outro. If outro would work.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you can do what I'm like. I'll just set it up so like when I'm training, actually in the training mode. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do stones. Do this guy. Do some sandbags. Okay.
Yep.
Even if it, so I just want to emphasize to people, like, inside a garage, pick up your stones, just doesn't always have to be walking, don't make it complicated. blah blah blah. You know.
I'm recording.